Please all stand and sing with me. We are connected by heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Anything you pray for, if fears is in your way, I am here to listen to anything you need to say. Your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is my prayer too. Whatever you feel, I feel you too. You are part of me and I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. My prayer too. We are connected by heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Anything you pray for, if fears is in your way, I am here to listen to anything you need to say. Your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is my prayer too. Whatever you feel, I feel you too. You are part of me and I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. My prayer too.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Columbia. Happy Easter Sunday. Please turn to the person next to you and say, Happy Easter Sunday. Well, we welcome the children. It's great to see all of the children in with us this morning, so I know it's going to be a lively service. Let's welcome in our online community. Thank you for joining us on this special day. On this Easter Sunday, it is the time that we affirm the power of the Christ light in us, in each other, and in everything. It is the presence that lifts our thinking. It shapes our words. It guides our actions towards the good. Georgiani Tree West spoke of world peace, and she said, "Let us follow after the things which make for peace. Withdraw your attention from what is unworthy, and instead give your energy to what is true and life-giving." She says, when we withdraw our interest and support from the false and unworthy, this is true fasting. So please stand and greet each other in true fasting.
When someone becomes empowered, there is a little less fear. Where there's a little less fear, there is a little less anger. Where there is a little less anger, there is a little less hate. Where there's a little less hate, there is a little less conflict. Then there's a little more peace, and there's a little more peace, there's a little more love. Where there's a little more love, someone becomes empowered. When someone becomes empowered, there is a little less fear. Where there's a little less fear, there is a little less anger. Where there is a little less anger, there is a little less hate. Where there's a little less hate, there is a little less conflict. Then there's a little more peace, and where there's a little more peace, there's a little more love. Where there's a little more love, someone becomes empowered. Then there's a little more peace, and there's a little more peace, there's a little more love. Where there's a little more love, someone becomes empowered.
Hopping on in here. Happy Easter! Glad you're all here today. My name's Mary Kinney, and I will be serving as your facilitator. Thank you all for being here in person. Thank you all for joining us online. And if you are in the sanctuary, we request that you turn your cell phones off so we can have our sacred time together here. And if this is your first time, we would like to especially welcome you, and the ushers have a welcome packet for you. And we're just glad you're here to join us. And it's good to see all the kids, big kids, little kids. It's a good day. Happy Easter. Now, join with me. Let's please affirm these words together. Centered in the Spirit, we trust in the potential of unity of Columbia to express abundance in perfect divine order. Our community makes decisions for the highest good. We are open to the flow of new opportunities and claim prosperity now. Now, please join me in affirming our vision, mission, and core values. Our vision is, we celebrate a spiritually awakened world. And our mission is, we inspire the awakening and practice of divine love in every heart. In addition, we celebrate our core values, knowing that we have come here to be Spirit-centered and to express the values of love, peace, and connection. Now, the announcements I have today. The big one, there's going to be an Easter egg hunt today, immediately following the service. So gather in the Solar Gallery and grab your basket and have some fun, and we'll be hunting Easter eggs, okay? Let's see, clean up Unity Grounds. We need some help cleaning up the Unity Grounds this Saturday, April 11th, from 10 to 12. Come help how you can. We're focusing on cleaning up the labyrinth area with mulching beds and pulling weeds, pruning, raking leaves, all that kind of stuff. And however you can assist would be great. So please sign up in the foyer. Helpers are appreciated and needed. So that's out in the foyer. You can find out some more info. And also, more cleanup, we volunteer as our outreach to clean up Columbia. And that's happening on Saturday, April 18th at 10 a.m. We clean up a section of I think it's the Bear Creek Trail. So please sign up in the foyer and find out how much fun it is to pick up trash with your Unity friends on a Saturday morning. It is pretty fun. Yeah. And let's see, we have a 3-week series of Unity classes. It's called Putting God at the Center, led by Dr. Liz Page, and that begins on April 14th. She's offering Tuesday evening classes online and Wednesday classes in person. So more information is available in the foyer and in the e-newsletter. So check it out and come take a class. It's pretty good to get together outside of just Sunday. Now I would like to invite Dave Benish up to read the Daily Word.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. The daily word today is Easter. On this glorious Easter morning, I rise. Just as Jesus transcended death, turning pain into light and sorrow into joy, I too have the power to rise above any challenge. When I feel defeated, I rise. When I stumble, I rise. When sorrow weighs heavily, I rise. Each rising is proof that resurrection is a divine energy pulsing through every heartbeat and breath. This Easter, I behold with awe every sign of life and its renewing presence, a kind word, a morning breeze, a generous impulse, a wave of gratitude. All are glimpses of Easter's restoring power to lift me higher. Easter is not just Jesus' story, it is mine too. His resurrection is a reminder that the power to rise above struggle and limitation is alive within me. I am a new creation. I rise. Our Bible reading today is from 2 Corinthians 5:17. So if anyone is in Christ, there is a new creation. Everything old is passed away. Look, new things have come into being. Let us repeat today's word, Easter, and let us repeat it to ourselves silently.
I'd like to invite the chaplains to come up, please. The prayer box is a symbol of blessing today. In prayer, we expand our awareness, knowing that we are expressions of God. We open our minds to receive an abundance of all that is necessary to fulfill our soul's purpose. We now hold others in prayer. If you have filled out a prayer slip, you may come up and put it in the prayer box, or the prayer box is here at any time for that. Let's speak our loved ones' names aloud so that we can collectively hold space and hold them in prayer. For all of the names on our hearts, know that what you have been asked for has been heard and answered. Our Unity Prayer Chaplains will be available to pray with you after this morning's service in the front of the sanctuary. Thank you.
So take a deep breath, breathing in the music that we've just heard. These old classical pieces remind us of that enduring spirit that's nurtured us through the ages. And just as the music kind of got intense and loud and made us excited, then it comes back down to the quiet stillness. And that's what we're about right at this moment, that quiet stillness where we connect with our inner spirit, our inner guide, our inner Christ, and know that we have this few minutes to just be still and know that you are divine, you are guided every moment. And I know there are children here who have done meditations in the Sunday classes, and so this morning I wanted to do something a little different, and that the universal sound that we say in the universe is that of Om. So for a few minutes, let's hear everybody just say Om together as we let that vibration from the music and the oming fill our souls and bodies. So we'll just do it for a few moments as Om. So let the silence move around you as you still feel those vibrations. And notice today as you're out in the beautiful yard looking for eggs or eating a beautiful dinner or just enjoying the sunshine, feel that vibration from the universe and know that this is the gift of Easter for all of us, that resurrection of our own spirit, our Christ spirit. We've gone through the crucifixion of those things we don't want, crossed them out, and now we're rising again to a new day, as we do every day, where we start anew as if we never had any doubts, fears, or hates against anybody. We start every day with love, and at any time, you know, you can go back to that place within you just by saying a simple Om. And so it is.
Well, you might feel that with everything going on in the world at the moment that Easter's not really a priority. You might ask yourself, well, why does the Easter story even matter? Well, I believe it matters because it's a story that we experience on a very deep personal level. And it's a story that begins with great celebration on Palm Sunday. And last Sunday, our chaplains gave us a bit of a preview of what was happening. They spoke about how people were lining the streets, waiting for their king to arrive. The streets were lined with palm leaves. There was a lot of excitement as they called out, "Hosanna, Hosanna." And when they finally see the king, he arrives not on a great white stallion, but he arrives on a donkey. And they see this very simple, humble man, and they go, well, who is he? Where's our king? He's not wearing a crown. He's not wearing any royal clothing. And so this is really not what they were expecting to see. And then in the following days, there's a series of events. Jesus is arrested on Thursday and crucified on Friday. And so the scriptures talk about the women. I find this interesting. The women aren't spoken about that much in the scriptures, but the women come to the tomb with great expectation. In Luke 24, it says, they found the stone rolled away, but they did not find the body. So here was an empty tomb, and the body they expected to find was not there. So the Easter story begins with a kind of emptiness, a pause. And how uncomfortable does that feel to them? You know, I remember once going to hear a spiritual speaker, and I was waiting with anticipation. He came out onto the stage, and he just stood there and looked at the audience, and people were waiting for him to speak, and he just stood there. And then people started to get restless, and I could hear a bit of whispering, and then people were saying, well, what's wrong with him? Why isn't he talking? What's going on? And it seemed like such a long time. It was probably only a couple of minutes. And so there was a great uncomfortable feeling about that pause. So here are the women. They're in the tomb. Instead of seeing this body that they expect, they just see emptiness. The symbolism of the empty tomb is that the tomb is really like a container. It's a holder of something. But you know, spirit cannot be contained. Spirit is not of a physical, defined form. And so the women don't really get that. They don't understand that this is a spiritual moment because they're too busy looking for the body. They need the physical evidence. And so they completely miss the spirituality of the moment. When we experience absence or an emptiness, like if a relationship ends or a job ends, or maybe we've had this belief for ages and we start to think, oh, I don't know if that's true. Often our first instinct is to rush in and fill the space. We want the answers to this. We want to figure out, could we have a new belief to replace the old one? Maybe we want to be distracted. I'll go and do something else to keep myself busy. So we have some sort of activity so that we don't have to face that pause or that emptiness. And so it can be really hard to do nothing. But if we can just sit in that spiritual space, there's an experience for us to have. And that's really what Easter is asking us to do. It's asking us to stop and to pause and to experience the spiritual moment. And so the women go into the empty tomb. They're expecting to see the body. And what do they get? They get some mystery. And the tomb becomes a holy space. And so this is really asking us to consider, what are our expectations? How do we turn up to something? Do we expect to see a specific thing? Do we expect to see some sort of form? And are we able to sit in the holy space, to sit within the mystery? Or do we get tempted to always rush in and fill the space? So let's consider this for a moment. Take your hand and put it on your heart. And bring to your mind one place in life that feels a little empty. Maybe it's unresolved or unclear. And see that in your mind. And then say to yourself, what if this is not a problem I need to fix, but it's a holy space that Spirit is preparing for me? And so we can honor that empty space. We can do it without expectation and without the need to fill it. And so the women worry about the stone. They see the big stone at the entryway to the tomb. And in Mark 16 it says, "Who will roll away the stone for us?" This is their question. As they get closer, they realize it's already been moved a little. And this is a reminder to us that divine life is always in the empty space. And what might appear immovable, that big stone in our life, that big insurmountable problem, one, by the way, that we often sustain by our own habits, or we hang on to it because of our own fears. And you know, the stone might have had a purpose at some point. Maybe it was for our survival or for our protection. But what protects us in one season can imprison us in the next. Just like a house. We have a house we've outgrown, or we've had a job we've outgrown. Maybe there's some people in our life we've outgrown. And we hang on to it, not because it's giving us life and it's giving us inspiration, but we hang on to it because it feels familiar. Oh, the stone feels so secure. I'm just going to do it the same. And yet the cost of hanging on can be very high. And you know, the stone doesn't move when we force it. Sometimes we think, I can make this happen, I can get this thing and make it work. The stone moves when we consent to no longer allowing it to be there. And that means making a choice to do it differently. And so the question you might ask yourself is, what stone am I ready to loosen? So do this with me. Clench your hand. Then gently open your hand. And we do it once more. Breathe in this time as you clench your hand as hard as you can. And then breathing out, loosening the palm. You know, we don't have to move the whole stone. All we have to do is release. So the tomb's like a container. It holds things. It doesn't move or shift. But you know, life is movement. It's all about movement. And to get movement, you can't hold on like that. You have to release. You have to allow that movement to move through you. And the way to roll away the stone is to loosen our grip. And then when we do that, we are consenting to new life. Then Mary appears in the story, and she sees a man in the garden. The scripture says she supposed him to be the gardener. That's reasonable, that's fair enough. And so she's actually looking at the risen Christ, and she doesn't recognize him. Why doesn't she realize who he is? That's because resurrection is there, and we don't always see it. Resurrection rarely matches our expectations. We have a tendency to look for the old form. We're looking for the familiar. Where's that thing I was looking for? But resurrection is always new, and it's always different. A little bit like a problem we have. We're trying to solve it. We're trying to work it out. Oh, there has to be a way through this. We just can't figure it out, and in the end we think, oh, forget it. I'm not going to think about it anymore. And then the next morning we wake up and we go, I know what to do. Once we release, we get the answer. Nothing's actually changed. Just our thinking about it has changed. So here's Jesus. He is not recognized by his physical body. The women are looking for the proof. But he's recognized by his energy. And some people say they feel the energy of Jesus now. He has a presence. We feel that. He's not here physically, but we feel that presence. We feel that life. And so he calls out to Mary. He says, Mary. And when he calls her name, she realizes that it's him. You're a little bit like when someone calls you on the phone. You think, who is this? You know it's you because they've called your name. And so Easter is not a moment we commemorate, but it's a consciousness that we practice. It's about honouring the emptiness without the need to rush in and fill it. It's about releasing the grip, even when we may not be able to move the whole stone. And it's about having a new way of seeing without expectation. And so let's breathe in all of these words today. And we're going to put it into a prayer. May you leave this place trusting the quiet work of life within you. May you honour the spaces where answers have not yet formed, knowing they're fertile ground of divine possibility. May what no longer serves gently loosen its hold, and may your eyes be open to the life that has been present all along. And go in the awareness that you're not waiting for resurrection, you are participating in it. May you walk in quiet confidence of the one who is alive again. And so it is. And so it is, and we say together, Amen. And I'm now going to invite our chaplains to come forward. We'll be beginning our Easter ceremony soon. So we celebrate Easter today with our fruit and honey ceremony. It is a ritual celebration of gratitude, symbolic of the sweetness of life and the abundance of spirit. And it is a practice in consciousness for new beginnings. The fruit represents nourishment and growth. Each fruit holds within it the seed of life, just like we have thought seeds in our mind. And today we celebrate the divine harvest as we plant our new intentions. So this is our opportunity to think of new intentions, new ideas, new ways. The honey represents the sweetness of life, a natural substance created by the bees and the flowers who work in harmony together. And so we receive the sweetness of life and we go out and share it with others. It reminds us that even through the bitter moments of life that there is sweetness. And that's the sweetness of God's grace. And so I'm going to invite you to come forward. I would ask you to please come down the centre aisle and then go back to your seats around the outside walls. So please come forward as you feel ready.
We now place a blessing on our gifts and put ourselves into the law of circulation. If you're joining us online and you've been blessed by today's message, I invite you to go to the giving page on our website, and that is unityofcolumbia.org. Your gift will help to keep these services online. As we support our spiritual community, please take your offering, whether you give electronically, by check, by cash, hold it in your hand, hold it in your heart, as we affirm these words together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. Now, during the collection of our offering today, the children will be giving out special Easter gifts.
And so we bless these offerings, knowing that they've been given with sacred intention to do the work of Spirit today, that they come back to us multiplied, blessed, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. And we say thank you for these gifts, given freely and with love to do the work of Spirit through Unity of Columbia. And we say together, Amen.
Please
God is here, the light of God surrounds us. God is here, the love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Spirit to move our stone. See without expectation. And let's be open to receiving the answers and guidance of our own divine order. Alleluia.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as Creator, family, who are we? As we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.